Yo, what is up guys? Shinobi here, back again with another video for you guys. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again with another guide for you guys. Or technically, I'm re-uploading this guide because the first one, unfortunately, was a little bit shaky to say the least. Let's just say that your boys uploaded the wrong file. So I decided, why not do another one and kind of better explain the strategy behind taking on Wyvern, because I know it can be confusing, especially for newer players, on what to do. Though there are a lot of guides out there, I just want to put mine out there just for people who need to know how to beat this, or how to auto clear in general. Because clearing it itself is not bad, but auto clearing on the other hand is, especially consistently, pretty hard unless you're one-shotting, which there are some one-shot guides out there if you guys want to check those out. But this is more for people who just trying to auto clear. For the most part, get consistent runs so you can be able to farm gear. So if you guys do enjoy the video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I know this is a re-upload, but hopefully it does well. And well, let's go ahead and get into it. So as you guys can see, this is my main team that I'm currently using for it. Now I can show you also the characters that I used at first when I was a newer player, and that's what I'm going to do. And then also the gear and artifacts that we were using during that. And in fact, the best case to show this is obviously Mui, who is going to be the most important unit, if not one of the most important units, to fight Wyvern, because the whole point of fighting Wyvern, or the whole way to beat it, is basically keep debuffs on him at all times. 2 of them specifically. The boss needs to have 2 debuffs on him at all times, and Mui is one of the best ways to do it because of this skill right here. Cold-Hearted Management. Now what this skill does is whenever our ally is attacked, he has a chance to counterattack, and as long as all the allies are ice elemental heroes, you increase the combat readiness of all allies by 10%, and then it will also make it to where your opponent can possibly take a decreased attack debuff, which will keep your front tank alive, because that's also something we're going to be going over later, which is keeping your front tank alive so they will not attack your backline units. But this will be one of the main ones that you want to be powering up as far as using your skill enhances, or getting your skill enhances done. This will be one of the main ones. You don't have to get it to where I have it, but at least get it to +3. Another one's also pretty good right here is Wind Cutter. So this will decrease the defense of the target, which is really, really good, by 70%. And then also increase attack by 50, which is also really, really good. And then, of course, you got Leap Strike, which will also be able to add some bleed onto it. So I would say power it up as well. And the one thing that I like about Mui is, as far as his power-ups, all you need to use is, of course, Stigma, which you will be getting from farming Unrecorded History, which you should be doing a lot of, especially if you're a new player, because you need this in the Stigma in order to be able to power up your characters anyways. So as far as powering them up, it doesn't take too much, thankfully, and they give you a lot of free materials to be able to do so. Now moving on to the next unit that I would say is pretty good for, free-to-play players, or players who don't have any of the limited characters or any of the powerful ones, like Arya, would be, of course, Tenor Guard. He also has a chance to put debuffs on the opponent, and we have him, of course, on Daydream Joker, because you want to make sure that you're able to do as much damage as possible. As far as effectiveness goes, Mui's probably a good example of what you want your effectiveness to be looking like. You want it to be 90% or above, because of the chance that, you might not get the debuff. This isn't the worst. Obviously, at the beginning of the game, this is the best I had because of the gear that they gave me, but you want 90% at best. Anything lower than that, you can have a chance of failing the run. Tenor Guard, though, pretty good, and I would definitely say something that you could be using. He has to be able, he has the ability to decrease defense, which is nice. He also has the dual attack, which is nice, and then he also has the ability to have Pierce, but the main thing, obviously, being his main attack, decreasing defense. That's what you want to see a lot of. Some other stuff that you could be using as your front tank would be, of course, Angelica, who is really good for healing, but that's pretty much it. She's supposed to be your front tank to keep your team alive, but not something I'd recommend if you're going to be auto clearing, especially since it could take your runs a lot longer to do if you do auto clear with her. Other characters that you could use that are free to play friendly would be, not that, wrong one. Go down here. Some of the ones that are 3-star units, come down here, that you could use. Hold on, where's my... I turned off the ice, my bad. So, 10-hour Royal Guard could also be pretty alright. He has Provoke, so that's another debuff that you could throw on him. I wouldn't recommend using him, but he's another one that you could be using. Alexa's also one you can use. She has the ability to poison your opponent, which is nice. It has a chance to not happen, but at the same time, she's still pretty good, especially as a 3-star. You're able to get a lot of imprints for her, so not something I was using, but free character nonetheless, because you will get her eventually. Moving back over to the 5-stars though, one big one that you're going to get for free is going to be... Oh, actually, I made her a 6-star, my bad. Let me go ahead and get over here. She's not a 6-star, just made her 6-star, but where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Okay, Sig right here. So this is going to be one of the characters that you're going to be seeing a lot of one-shot builds with, and that's because of the damage she's able to do, and on top of that, the fact that she's able to debuff the opponent. So she has penetration on her ultimate. She has the ability to do, unhealable and bleed on the dragon, which once again, you want 2 debuffs. And then her main attack also puts bleed as well. So, not too bad. Now, obviously, I don't have mine all the way powered up because I ended up getting Seaside Bologna, who is one of my favorite characters in the game to use. So, didn't use her as much, but definitely invest in Sigrid if you're going to be farming Wyvern. Definitely invest in her. I don't have her, obviously, on any gear, but full attack set will be what I did use on her. Well, the free set that you do get in the game would be nice. As for tanks, you also have Corral here who you can use. Just any ice tank in general would be nice, but Corral would be a really good one to use. But the main one that you want to be using would be, of course, our boy who we got up here, Brig, who is easily the best PvE clear unit in the game, just due to the fact that he's able to debuff the opponent, and on top of that, increase combat net readiness and get a shield. So, just overall, an amazing character to be using. And on top of that, once again, his ultimate decreases and decreases speed. So 2 debuffs right there. Just easily a must-have. In fact, if you can get this character, I would say get him and put him right into your Wyvern team and put him in your PvE team in general, because he's just going to solo a lot of content. But I mean, other than that, some other debuffing units that you could use, but I wouldn't recommend, would be Peyra. She's mostly a PvP unit, but she also has the ability to put debuffs on the opponent. And she gives a shield too, so not the greatest unit in the world to use, but it's an option. It's definitely an option. As for DPS, Lua could be a pretty decent one, due to the fact that she also puts debuffs on the opponent, and also has a skill nullifier. Some other debuffing units that you could also use would be, of course, Rand here, who is also another PvP unit that you'll be seeing a lot of, but Stigma and decreased defense is not the worst thing in the world, and also having immunity and, increased time attack, not the worst. And then the last unit that I want to talk about who you could use, who you don't see a lot of people using, but you could use her if you use Brig in the front, and that would be Luca here, who is the queen of PvP, or not PvP, the queen of PvE, or one of them anyways, due to the fact that she has a decreased defense on, I'm pretty sure, 2 of her skills here. Yeah, Wild Wave, decreased defense on Wave of Vengeance, and then on top of that, she can give a shield and increase defense as well. So, overall, not bad. But as far as the team I'm using, we go back up here. We got Mui here, who I just showed. This is the gear I use him on. Effectiveness pretty good if I do say so myself. Then, of course, moving on to the 6-star characters. Seaside Bologna, who's really, really good for one-shot teams. I have her on, of course, Destruction set with, Rose Hargana, just due to the fact that you want to be having her use her single attack a lot because it has the ability to target. She also has counterattack, so every single time she's attacked, like every 3 or 4 times, she will counterattack and you have a chance to get decreased defense. And her skill 3 also has a cannot buff and unhealable that you can be putting on the, Wyvern, so that's not too bad. Arya, who I have as my front tank. Now, the only reason I have her is due to the fact that I have her, of course, on lifesteal set, so when she counterattacks, then she's able to, steal back some HP, which is nice. I'm pretty sure she has a pretty good EE that you could be using here, which will increase the damage of a lot of her moves, or even give her focus if you want to go that far, but for the most part, that's not what we're going to be using. And then the artifact we're using for her is Barthas' Archero. I cannot say that. I can't say that. Whatever that is, this is what I'm using. So it has 50% chance of decreasing damage received when attacked by 50%. So, not bad. And then, obviously, we have on her HP and lifesteal. And her gear is pretty solid. It's not the greatest gear in the world, but it's pretty solid enough to do the job. And then, of course, Brig, who we got on destruction set. We could have put him, of course, on all HP and put him as our front tank, but due to the fact that we have, of course, Arya, we don't need to do so. So he's going to be there to obviously put damage down and, of course, put debuffs on the opponent. So without further ado, that's pretty much it. Main team, though, looking pretty solid. And, I mean, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into Wyvern and showcase the auto team, because I think I've gone pretty much over every character that I know of so far that you can put in Wyvern. That'd be pretty decent. So if anybody has any other characters, or if any veterans watch this video and see it, definitely, you know, put your comments on any other characters you can use down below. But as far as an auto team goes, this is basically what it'll be looking like. Alright, so as you guys can see, we're in here. Now, main thing we want to do here is, of course, clear out this whole entire area pretty fast. Don't want to take too much damage here, so taking out majority of these guys as fast as possible will be key. As you can see, we got debuffs already going crazy here, which is nice.
I'm getting tired of you. Bye-bye now.
Not too shabby so far. And then, of course, with her getting her counterattack and hiding our team and getting the lifesteal going, we're looking pretty good. That should take out all three of them. Nice. Now, this is going to be the important part right here. So, two things. One, keep your front tank alive. And B, make sure that he's not able to put his shield up. Because once he gets his shield up, if he attacks while he has that shield up, he could probably one-shot your team. In fact, it's not even a probably. He will one-shot your team. Alright. So far, no debuffs, so we're getting pretty unlucky, which is crazy, because normally we wouldn't have that problem. Okay, there we go. We got one. And this is the unlucky part right here. This is actually a pretty good run just to show what will happen if you don't put 2 debuffs on him. Like, we're getting really unlucky. Okay, Brig, can we get a defense break? Can we get a defense break? There we go. That's what we want to see right there. Alright, boom. Mui, okay, nice. Combat net readies is going crazy right now. Alright, shields up. Alright, so far so good. We were struggling a little bit in the beginning, but we're doing good right now. We should get another counterattack right about now. Yep. Once again, Seaside Bologna putting in a whole lot of work. Look at that, 2 more debuffs to stack on. Brig going crazy. We might not even see the Wyvern put his shield up. We might not even see it. Just due to the fact that we're whooping this thing's butt so badly. Oh, never mind, I lied. I lied. I lied. We do get to see it. Okay, now this is interesting, because if we can get this shield down, which is looking like we will, then he won't be able to AoE attack us. Because if he does, once again, he will one-shot us. But right now, it's looking pretty good. Look at that. Nice, get the shield up and counterattack. And, yep, this should knock off the shield. Nice. Brig put it in work. Alright, fireball, counterattack. Nice, get health back. Fireball again. And that does it. Mui doing great work. Now, we were struggling a bit in that first part, which is once again why I said you want to at least have 90%. Because something like that could possibly happen. And if that does happen, then the dragon will start to attack your backline units, which you don't want. Now, luckily, once again, we had, of course, 2 tanks in our team, being Arya with the lifesteal, and, of course, Brig also being a tank slash DPS in this scenario. So, not bad. But it got close right there. It did get pretty close. But that's kind of what your auto clear wants to kind of look like. It could definitely be a lot cleaner. There are a lot of one-shot builds out there that are pretty consistent, but at the end of the day, that's not the worst thing in the world. I am going to sell this, though, because that's pretty much useless. We don't need that. We don't need that gear. But the main thing you want to be getting is these so that you can go and see your equipment and start making stuff. So, I mean, other than that, that's pretty much how you auto-clear Wyvern 13 right there. Just make sure the opponent or the Wyvern has more than 2 debuffs on at a time, or at least 2 debuffs, and let your tank just take the damage, and the rest of your team just does the work. That's Wyvern in a nutshell right there. But without further ado, that's pretty much gonna be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments if you guys learned anything, or if you guys got any help out of this video. If you guys did, that'd be really nice. And that's pretty much gonna be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Shinobi, sign off.